Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of Rural Contractors. I'm your host, Paul Osmondson, and today's topic is, if you build it, they will come. So we're going to be talking about team members, and, a lot of people would use the word employees. And I have been an employee before, and I was just a number. They were building a company that was about them achieving their goals. But the truth of the matter is, to build a sustainable business, we need team members, we need employees, and we want them to feel empowered and a part of what we're doing and a part of what we're building. It gets chaotic having employees because, yes, we got too much work to get done. We have whatever your project is, whether it's a roofing project. Many hands makes it go faster, but we want to be as efficient as we can. We don't need to pay 6 guys to be there if we only need 3-man crew. So being efficient and creating roles. So this episode is a lot about team structure chart. So that is a tool that we have inside Contractors Boardroom that we use to draw out our roles and our responsibilities. So if you're a 1-man crew, you're the only guy in the business, you are the CEO, you're the integrator, you're running the job, and maybe you have some team members underneath you helping you do the work. But also you're filling all the other seats in the business, lining up the job, head of sales. You're in all of these different roles, and it gets overwhelming. But when we break them out into these roles, it really helps us, and we can start defining those seats. And that's exactly what we do in Contractors Boardroom, is we want to help you on your number side of things, get things structured, organized, so that you have a system for bidding, that it's just boom, 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 boom. These are your steps, and the estimate's out the door. Now I'm following up. So this allows you to have structure. Think about a guy that got way too much going on. So say he's got 15 employees, he's got several different crews, a lot going on. Does he have a system for it? Does he have a system that this team can go and do what they want? Or is it a 20-minute huddle and you're just trying to get everybody going, and then that guy, the owner of the business, is just putting out fires all day? But what would be the possibilities if you had a team structure chart and you had roles? I had this thought today, and I'm going to put America, and everybody's on a boat. We have a president, which is the captain, and he is steering the ship. And there is structure to the United States, but we're not all on the same page. We have people on this side and people on that side. And every 4 years, we grab the captain and we stick somebody else up there, and we don't have a vision for where we're going. So the cool thing in business, if it's your business, nobody's going to pull you out of the leader seat and steer it. You have to steer the ship. But the question I have for you is, would you want to be on your ship? Are you leading in a way that it's like, hey, we have a clear direction that we're going. We're heading across the sea, and we're going in a direction. And I think that's very important, and this team structure chart helps you navigate in the day-to-day. But you have to be the captain, and you have to be moving in a direction, getting to the title. If you build it, they will come. Can we build a business that's organized and structured, and people are seeing you online and being like, man, they're building some really cool things. I want to work for them. And that's a double-edged sword, because you're also attracting your clients with the same material. How many of you contractors have worked for somebody else and it was the daily huddle and you just worked, and that's the only thing that you did? You were a laborer, and the business owner did it all. And maybe he's not on the job that much because he's just putting out fires. We want to teach you the structure to place people in roles and have them succeed in those roles so you're not just answering your phone 50 times a day. It's a really powerful point to, would you want to work for you? What type of leader are you being? Because you are the captain of your ship and you're going in a direction. Do you have a direction? Who wants to get on a ship that they don't know where it's going? Who wants to get on a ship where the captain isn't a very nice guy and they're not going to be treated very well? Who wants to get on a ship where they don't have consistency and a long track record for keeping their employees? Like, what is your turnover rate? We can say, hey, there's no good workers out there. But even if there were good workers, and there are lots of good workers that already have jobs. But how do you attract them? You look at big businesses. What do? They have employee contracts of like, hey, this is our agreement. These are your roles and responsibilities. These are the guidelines, and we have rules about showing up on time and about using your phone. And that is there to protect you for saying, and to protect them. Like, hey, you hired me for cleaning gutters, but now I'm doing this, I'm doing the sales, I'm doing the marketing. Like, it gives clear expectation on both sides, which is nice. And that's not to say you can't update these contracts and keep moving forward, but that's exactly it, that you want to keep moving your guys up into higher and better positions for them and to continue to take more workload off of your plate. Just having all of this stuff in your head, do you have 2, 3, 4 employees that are like, where is he going? I am just on this ship until I find a better opportunity. We want to attract those people that it's like, why would they want to go anywhere else? Putting it in my perspective, like, Paul's a good guy. I enjoy working with him. He has a vision for where he's going with his company. I enjoy what I do. These are things that I've heard from my crew. That is encouraging to hear. But the truth is, before I hired a coach to teach me and walk through these things, it was like, what am I building? Why am I building it? What for? Where am I going? And that phrase, would you want to work for you, is very, boy, I don't know. It's cool to see. I've been able to look at other people's contracts, employees' contracts as they went to work, and it's like, boy, those good operations, they have clear expectations. They have clear roles for their team members. They're working towards paying them better. You know, they're paying them well because they know in order to keep good people on their team, they have to pay them well. And it's super important to take good care of your team and have a vision for where they could go. It's not like, oh, you got a job this week, but you might not have a job next week. And it's like, yes, I have to show up and I have to be a leader for my team, and I have to steer the ship, and I have to give organization to everybody else. And kind of breaking this down to the ship thing, it's like, I don't know about jive ho and all that stuff, but the captain can't run the ship by himself because there are a lot of ropes, there are a lot of things going on, but I don't see a captain coming and just telling everybody each and every step to do it. It's kind of like, you guys are managing the front of the boat. You guys are managing the side of the boat. You guys are managing the back of the boat. You guys are stacking cargo and taking care of that. The cook is in charge of cooking. He's not in charge of all of these other things. They're not bouncing all over. It's get in your lane, stay in your lane, and by creating that, you get to offload some of that responsibility. You know, the captain's not running downstairs and dicing the onions and cooking the potatoes and peeling. He is steering the ship. He's talking with his leaders of each position, and he's keeping them on task and moving. Who's steering the ship? And if you build it, they will come. When you build that atmosphere, it's attractive. And it's also, you're going to have some employee retention because, hey, I can't make what I'm making somewhere else. and I enjoy what I do, and I'm making higher wages, and I have clear expectations. How many construction crews have clear expectations for their employees? Every day is a crapshoot. When I worked for my brother and we did a little bit of everything, it's like it depended on the weather. We primarily did roofing, but if there was rain in the forecast, it's like, do we tackle that today, or is it going to rain? And you show up for a job and you're thinking, hey, we're going back to this job and we're going to do that. And maybe you wore the clothes appropriate for working inside doing a drywall mudding project, but then it was like, oh, actually something came up, we got to go outside, we got to fix this. And it's like, dang, wish I brought my long underwear today or my overalls, because there's no communication and there's no anything. It's like, I'm steering the ship and this is what you're doing today. Well, if that's your mentality, those guys aren't going to be around that much longer. And if there's somebody else in your area that is structured and is moving forward, why would they work for chaos? So build your business in a way that you can have structure for your team members. And if you're struggling with something like this, you're a very good fit for Contractors Boardroom. Grab the link below this episode, schedule a call to speak with me, and I would love to hear about the problems that you're facing in your business and whether or not I would be a good help to help you move your business forward in your direction, in making more money in less time, in relieving stress for what you do. So I hope this episode was helpful, and we'll catch you on the next one.